Hi everyone, I'm Joanne Smith and I play the Autoharp, and I've had some questions lately from folks who are asking me if I would mind explaining the difference between a chromatic Autoharp and a diatonic Autoharp like the ones that I play. So what I thought I would do, I happen to have with me today a really nice example of a chromatic Autoharp, and here it is. So I thought I'd show it to you. This is an Oscar Schmidt. The model is an OS 21CQ, and what that means is the 21 means there are 21 chords on here. You can see 3 rows of 7 buttons on there, so it's got 21 chords, majors, minors, and sevenths. And the C, the OS 21C, the C stands for this chord bar cover that's on here, and the Q, I don't know if you can see real well with the camera, but this has kind of a really nice imitation type quilted maple, and so the Q stands for the quilted. And it's also a very nice high gloss red color. It's a very pretty little harp. And what makes it a chromatic is that it has its strings are strung just like a piano. So it's got every single note, all 12 notes of the Western scale from C to C, including all of the sharps and the flats. So if you think of a piano keyboard, you've got your white keys, you've got your black keys, and the white keys are the naturals, the black keys are the sharps and the flats, and if you count all those up, all those half steps, you end up with 12 different notes. And this Autoharp has all 12 of those notes. So let's find a C, and let me kind of show you what I mean. Okay, there's a C right there. All right, I'm going to pluck each one separately. So there's C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp or B flat, and C. Okay, no wait, B, and then C. Okay, theory isn't my strong point, trust me. Anyway, so you have those. So you've got all those little half steps, okay? And that's what makes the harp chromatic. And because you have all 12 notes of the scale in there, you can play a lot of different stuff. You can play really chromatic tunes. Like, here's a good example, I guess. Okay, so that's something that you wouldn't be able to play on a diatonic Autoharp. Now, why not? Okay, a diatonic Autoharp is an Autoharp that has had some of those 12 notes removed. Now, which ones? It depends on which key that you want to set up your diatonic Autoharp in. So the easiest way to explain this is to show you, is to use the example of the key of C. So I'm going to set this down now, and I'm going to get my other Autoharp. Kind of having a little trouble with the lighting. Things are kind of turning blue on me here. This happens to be an Autoharp that started out its life as a chromatic Autoharp. It used to have all 13 notes. But then I decided I wanted an Autoharp in the key of C only. Okay. Now, why would I want to do that? Well, there's a lot of advantages to doing this. One of the things, it gives you more volume. Well, why? Well, what you do when you take a chromatic Autoharp and make it a diatonic, for instance, in the key of C, you would take all of those sharp notes that you don't need anymore and tune them back down to the natural note. So C sharp becomes C, D sharp becomes D, and E stays the same, and F, but the F sharps become Fs, the G sharps become Gs. Okay, so you tune all those down till you're down to only 7 notes. And all of them, now you're down to just the white keys on the piano. Now, why would you want to do that? Okay, let me find a C. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with a C and go on all the way up until we find the next C. So we've got 1, 5, 6, 7, to C again. So we're down to 7 notes now, but they're doubled, okay? So when I push down on a chord bar, say I want to play a C chord, I push down on the C chord button. Got a lot of volume. Some dead wire in there, but not a whole lot. Okay, now I'm going to play the same C chord on the chromatic harp. There's a lot more dead wire. And it's not quite as full sounding. Okay, so there is a difference in sound. Now, the drawback, of course, to having a diatonic auto harp like this is that I take it to a jam session and they decide they want to play in the key of D. I'm out of luck. I can't join in unless I bring another auto harp that I have tuned in the key of D. So, anyway, you become a bit of a pack mule, unfortunately, when you start going down to single key diatonic auto harps. Most of the time when I go somewhere, I'm toting 3, 4, sometimes more with me, just to be able to cover all the bases. But anyway, that's the basic difference between a chromatic and a diatonic harp. There's one more thing that I want to show you, something that's key as far as the difference. Now, when you look at this auto harp, you can see you've got 21 chords, and that allows you to play in about 5 different keys. But you really don't have room for anything else. I mean, there's just no... you run out of real estate. There's just nowhere else to go. There's no more room for any more chords. So you're limited to, basically, in order to play in all those different keys, you're limited to majors, sevenths, and minors. And you can cover a lot of tunes with just majors and minors, you know, and a few sevenths thrown in now and again. You can really play a lot of neat stuff. Okay. Now, on a diatonic harp, especially one that's limited to only 7 notes. Look, I've only got, what, 12 chord bars on here? The reason is, in the key of C, there are only 3 major chords that I can put on there. In the key of C, that would be an F major, a C major, and a G major. And then there are 3 minors that I can make out of those 7 notes. And I can make 1 full 7th chord and 1 partial 7th. So that's only 8 chords. But I've got a whole lot of room. I can put some other things on there. So what I did was I put on things like major 7ths, minor 7ths, suspended 4ths. Cool stuff, you know. Now there's some other things that you can do with a diatonic harp, some playing techniques that are just a little bit different. And I'll cover that in another installment, but I just wanted to give you all the just the basics on what the difference between a chromatic and a diatonic harp is. So that's installment 1. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.